in the Know. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Ashley Jenkins.
It's Uncharted 4, A Thief's Outrage!
Exclamation point!
Yeah! Are we about to have another red, blue, green ending controversy on our hands?
According to Naughty Dog, Uncharted 4 is running into some trouble with focus groups, mostly due to the game's ending.
It's Mass Effect 3 all over again!
But no, please.
Yeah, please no. These comments come from an interview with Naughty Dog creative director Neil Druckmann, who revealed that early tests of the highly anticipated game's ending have proven pretty contentious among testers.
Now, speaking with IGN about Uncharted 4, Druckmann expects the ending to be divisive, saying, "I think people will discuss the ending. If focus tests are anything to go by, there will be some arguments about the ending."
I love the idea.
Oh boy, I remember what happened last time we got that. We had petitions.
I think people will talk about the ending is like the most bland way of saying that. Druckmann isn't fazed by the reactions thus far, though. In fact, he's actually pretty pleased by it. He goes on to say, "Indifference would be the worst thing. I would rather have people hate it than be indifferent to it."
Oh boy, here we go. I think BioWare might disagree.
Yeah.
They've sort of had that first-hand experience. Come on.
Yeah.
As for whether Naughty Dog is worried about getting overloaded by some extreme fan reactions about the ending, well, not particularly, apparently. Druckmann said of fan response in general, you kind of have to ignore other people. Anytime you try to please something outside yourself, it can easily come off as false.
Considering how vocal Naughty Dog has been about the finality of Uncharted 4, plus that whole A Thief's End in the title,
It's the end.
It's the end. It's pretty obvious that Naughty Dog wants you to think that Nathan Drake is going to die at the end of this game. Spoilers!
It's so subtle up to this point. Come on.
Spoilsies.
Last June, Druckmann told GameSpot that Uncharted 4 was going to end Nathan Drake's story, stating that it would bring closure to a very long journey. Maybe he just goes to jail.
Maybe he just settles down with a nice lady like we've all wanted him to do the whole
Happily
damn
ever
series.
after.
They've also made a point of saying that it's for sure going to be Nathan Drake's last hurrah, and that they can't see Uncharted continuing without him. It doesn't take a conspiracy nut to connect the dots here, that the assumption that Naughty Dog is dying for you to make, that Nathan Drake is going to die.
Uncharted 4, a franchise's end.
Yes.
As for whether Naughty Dog is spilling the beans on purpose or just trying to stir the pot and hoping you take the bait, wow, how many metaphors can we mix in here? Well, that's all up for debate.
Now that Naughty Dog is purposefully letting everybody know that focus tests for the game have been incredibly divisive over the ending.
Why would you do that unless you
think to
want
get
people to
get
talk and get all
excited.
like riled up?
Yeah, that's actually got some people worried that they're spoiling their own ending, or possibly even creating a controversial ending just for the sake of having a controversial ending.
Well, Naughty Dog is, of course, no stranger to divisive endings. The Last of Us made headlines back in 2013 for its own controversial epilogue.
We won't spoil The Last of Us here because we won't. But seriously, if you haven't played it yet, why? Why wouldn't you have played it yet? Do yourself a favor.
Lack
Love
of PlayStation?
yourself. Love yourself.
Don't like zombies?
By the way, the ending
I'll give you a
there-
pass there.
It's still play it. Love yourself. All right, it kickstarted some really interesting discussions, The Last of Us ending that is, about player agency, and a few more discussions about how angry people were that so-and-so did such and such.
Oh my god, he did?
She did.
What? But just, wow, that's full, we went full Valley Girl, never go full Valley Girl.
I always go for that.
But just because an ending was talked about a lot doesn't mean it was written that way just to give gamers something to bitch about around the water cooler. As maddening as it was when the credits rolled for The Last of Us, that ending was incredibly nuanced and made perfect sense for the characters in that world.
Guess what? I liked it. Boom. All right, so while Druckmann's comments might seem like something to get alarmed about, it's not like Naughty Dog has a history of being provocative just to drum up sales.
Which makes it sort of odd that that's what they seem to be doing right now.
Yeah,
When you start hyping up an ending before something's even out, you run the risk of setting everyone up involved for a lot of disappointment.
Yeah, we joked about it earlier, but Mass Effect 3 is the prime example of how an ending can totally backfire when you hype it up. Whether it was BioWare's fault for not delivering, or people for having unrealistic expectations, whatever the case, the red, green, blue controversy represented a new epic level of backlash.
Oh, to be fair, though, some BioWare staffers have allegedly said that game's ending was a little bit rushed and unfinished, much like Halo 2's ending, which caused quite a bit of stir when that game was first released. Do the whole game, now do it backwards.
Yeah. It's well documented how much Halo 2's development was actually rushed, resulting in an ending that cut out a ton of content. Marty O'Donnell recently revealed in an interview that they had recorded audio for an entire conclusion, which sent both the Chief and the Arbiter back to the Earth to fight the Prophet of Truth.
It's probably safe to say that Uncharted's ending will be divisive for different reasons, rather than having flimsy cliffhangers. They've delayed the game multiple times now just to ensure they deliver something that everyone's happy with. Well, everybody except maybe the fans who are going to end up upset about it. But, you know, for a given value of happy.
Yeah, we all know that controversy is actually pretty good for business. Come on, we cover controversy here. It's good for our business too. And making big noise about a controversial ending ahead of the fact seems like it just gets butts and seats,
so to speak. Marvel's already started their own divisive ending hype train for the upcoming Captain America Civil War, stating that it's going to be controversial for a lot of people. The subtext there is, of course, that they want you to think either Iron Man or Captain America might die at the end of it.
Superheroes die. It's a big deal. Which honestly could be, again, what's going on here with Nathan Drake and Uncharted. They're hitting the Drake is probably going to eat it bell so hard because they want you to be thrilled if he doesn't, perhaps. And making you worried about it is a good way to get you to pre-order.
Haha. Classic. What is that move when the thing is divisive?
It's a red herring!
Yes! Something. The most telling part about all of this is that Naughty Dog is advertising the fact that focus groups of the game have run into some issues. If people weren't happy with the game itself, you can bet that'd be something Naughty Dog would really rather keep to themselves.
Yes, but highlighting controversy or supposed controversy, they think, hey, that'll grab your attention.
And it does.
It probably shouldn't be taken to mean that the game is unenjoyable or that they decided to throw away everything that made the series great to begin with.
As for whether or not the strategy works, well, we'll have to see. In general, it's really hard for a long-standing series, be it movie or video game, to stick a landing, especially when they're loved as dearly as the Uncharted series is.
It's because people grow it up and they expect it to be so many different things. You can't be all things to everybody. So.
It's hard to have a satisfying final conclusion to something you spent so many hours enjoying so heavily.
Absolutely. We'll, of course, have to wait a few more weeks, barring no more sudden delays, to find out for ourselves whether or not Drake bites it on May 10th.
Who knows? Maybe the ending's controversial because Drake just stole concept art from Ubisoft.
That was it all along! So what do you guys think of Naughty Dog's comments about Uncharted 4's ending? Do you want them to stop talking about it so there's no more spoilsies? Let us know in the comments down below.
For more news on Uncharted 4 and made-up video game controversies, remember to like this video and subscribe to the know. Classic misdirection. That's what I was thinking.
But isn't that like a red
misdirection?
A red herring is like a misdirection. It's
yeah, that's like a false
communism.
clue. It's like a clue that like leads you off in another direction of thought when really it should have been this way. So it's kind of misdirection.
It is a misdirection.
I've been reading way too much La Camorra.
Oh, I just saw Clue the movie.